come with me by yourselves to a quiet place and get some rest. These are the words of Jesus to his followers in Mark 6, verse 31. They're his words to us today. When life is pressing so hard that it feels like you don't even have a chance to eat, see verse 31. No matter what the source of the pressure is, it's important to get away with Jesus by ourselves to a quiet place and get some rest. Maybe you don't have a quiet place or a wilderness to go hiking to. Maybe you only have 5 minutes, but we can still get away, maybe even just close our eyes in the midst of all that's going on around us and use our God-given imaginations to go to a quiet place with Jesus. So let's start by taking deep breaths in for 4 seconds and out for 8. Again, breathe in deeply, expanding your rib cage. And purse your lips and blow out. In. Let your shoulders drop. You can keep on breathing deeply or let your breath settle down into something normal. Or yawn. A yawn is a good sign of switching the nervous system into parasympathetic rest and digest mode. What is a quiet place that appeals to you? Maybe you have a memory of a place that you just sat in quiet and observed God's world around you, soaking up the beauty and the wonder of his creation. Maybe your quiet place is a peaceful room with bright sunlight streaming in through the windows, or a cozy evening with a candlelight or a fireplace. If you want help picturing a quiet place, keep on listening, or you can move into your own time, pondering these verses from Psalm 62, 1 and 2. My soul finds rest in God alone. My salvation comes from him. He alone is my rock and my salvation. He is my fortress. I will never be shaken. My quiet place today is a memory from a camping trip in Glacier National Park years ago. So it is early September. Campfires are so cozy before crawling into layers and layers in my tent. During the day, I hike to keep warm, but also just to enjoy this amazing part of God's creation. Today it is raining part of the time as I'm hiking. Very light rain, so I don't even use an umbrella. I'm heading away from the crowds on a quiet trail. As I step out of the trees into a clearing, I look around the edges to see where does the path pick up again, because this is a rocky patch. Ah, there it is, into those trees. As I walk across the clearing, the rain turns to sleet and a little bit of tiny hail. This is such a fun adventure. Stepping into the trees on the other side, I start to hear a new sound. The sound of rushing waters. The path is rough. I have to watch my footing. I'm wearing sturdy hiking boots, laced up a little bit onto my ankles. I have a base layer of wool on my legs and then some denim jeans. My jacket is down-filled. The hood is not up right now because I have a wool stocking cap on my head and wool mittens on my hands. Stepping further through the trees, I marvel at these trees, what they've been through on this mountainside. You can see the years, the struggles, the scars, but it just makes them more beautiful, more amazing. It reminds me of resilience, of having strong roots sunk down deep into a solid foundation. As I step out into a little valley, it is snowing. A few snowflakes just make me laugh and think, rain, snow, sleet, or hail, nothing can stop the delivery of the mail. I've had all four today. But here is the source of the sound that's been growing louder and louder. A small river rushing through a gorge. There's a beautiful wooden bridge spanning this gorge, maybe 20 feet long. As I step onto the wood, I hear the sound change under my feet. But the sound of my shoes is pretty much covered up now by the sound of the water. Looking down from the middle of the bridge, I am in awe of the color. This water comes from glaciers and it is so blue. A light, bright, rich blue. I will forever see that color as being glacier blue. Looking down the lower side of the bridge, the waters tumble away through this gorge, dropping and dropping over little mini waterfalls and twisting away out of sight. Looking upstream, I see several levels of fast but smaller cascades. It's all cloudy beyond. I can only see a few trees around the edges of this gorge. And looking up next to those cascades, I see a sort of cave, an overhang of the rock. So I walk back to the end of the bridge and along the edge of the water and scramble across rocks up into this quiet place. The sound of the water is still rushing and roaring, but that's it. I find a dry place to sit under this rock overhang that's a couple feet above my head. Looking at the rock wall before I lean back, I see some patches of beautiful lichen. There's even a wildflower poking out of a crack in the rock and blooming. Wow. I find a way to get comfortable and lean back and look out. The snow has turned to rain again. Gentle drops, wetting the ground just beyond my feet. I pull my knees up and wrap my arms around them and feel the warmth of my body. I hear the water on and on, rushing, beautiful blue water. Where it comes tumbling over the cascades, it is white, foaming. And I take some deep, slow breaths as I relax and rest after my hike. I feel the peace of this place as I'm walled in by rock, water, and cloud. And I think of the memory verse I'm working on. I pull the card out of my pocket and read from Psalm 62. My soul finds rest in God alone. My salvation comes from Him. He alone is my rock and my salvation. He is my fortress. I will never be shaken. My soul finds rest in God alone. It can be challenging enough to find rest for our bodies, but our souls, there's nothing on earth that can give true rest to our souls. But looking to God and God alone, that is where true rest is found. So I not only rest my body and rest my mind with this quietly solitary place, surrounded by the wonders and the beauties of God's creation, but I let those beauties draw my mind up higher to God Himself. And my soul finds rest in God alone. He alone is my rock and my salvation, my rock. I'm sitting on a solid rock. I have rock at my back, rock protecting me overhead. But God is my ultimate rock, unchanging, secure, solid and real. My soul finds rest in God alone. My salvation comes from Him. My salvation. I need saving, and He saves me. And I am safe in His arms. I'm safe in His care. He alone is my rock and my salvation. He is my fortress. I will never be shaken. I look up and the fog is clearing. The clouds are lifting, blowing away. I see more trees, not just the trees right at the edge of the water, right at the top of the Cascades, but beyond. I see more rock and some more spruce trees. They are tall and pointing upward, and yet more clouds drift away and towering over those trees. Behind them, I don't know how many miles, it's so big it feels close, is a mountain peak, rugged. The top clears out and I see some points. The trees and the rock all pointing higher to the one who created them, who is above all. And yet, He is here with me. He alone is my rock and my salvation. He is my fortress. I will never be shaken. My fortress. This is a somewhat fortified place where I'm sitting, but I think beyond to the ultimate reality that I am sitting safe in the fortress of God, my rock, and I will never be shaken. No matter what comes in life, I can always go to this fortress. I can always come come away and rest a while in Christ. The waters rush on, this never-ending supply, reminding me of the never-ending supply of God's faithfulness, His love, His provision for me, for you. Rest in that.